Uh-oh, big nuclear drama. When is it non-nuclear drama, though? ReZero Season 4 is getting cut down? Ellen Historian has a short about this, and I think he's referring to these tweets right over here. So, first things first. This is a brand new tweet from ICE. That's not the important one. I think this is the important one, right? So ICE, again, a very notable, community member of ReZero, who has also been very accurate in their insider information. Remember this tweet? This tweet a long time ago was, 38 episodes in total. There's a chance, like season 3 episode count, right? And now we know that obviously season 3 was only what? How many episodes was season 3 again? 16 or something? I forget the exact count, but basically it was split course that happened in it was like 16, it was like 8 and 8, right? Exactly. And we were also then hyped that, hey, that means that 22 episodes, because obviously 16 plus 22 is 38, 22 episodes should be covering Arc 6, the most important, the most insane ReZero arc that people are claiming to be. But now ICE has gone back on his words and said, wait, a brief step back from my retirement. Unfortunately, I've got to be the bearer of more potential bad news right now. I've gotten a recent confirmation that claims this count was done while counting episode 51, which is season 3, episode 1, as 4 separate episodes, not 1. Episode 1, obviously, of season 3, which was amazing exposition, world building, such lengthy, girthy episode that many fucking normies could not appreciate because they only cared about, Sin Archbishop of Lust popping off at the very end. While there's so much rich history and context just being covered over at the beginning as everyone is becoming aware of Natsuki Subaru's heroism. But whatever. That really long first episode was 4 separate episodes. So basic allocation 19 episodes, not 16. For the season 3 portion, contrary to the way that episodes usually counted. This is pretty bad flub on our part then, in the case, which we sincerely apologize for. We had counted episode 51 as one specific entity due to the fact that Studio White Fox do so. However, this seems to be varying listing depending on the licensor. Therefore, it is our current belief that is being counted as 2 sets of 19. That said, we can't bring you 100% confirmation. Thus, I advise people to wait for official news over ending, but we wanted to put this out here in an attempt to soften the blow if this is the case. There's been a lot of changes to the plan over the course of season 3 and now 4's long production. Official backing material showing 30 episode count from Sony Pictures, and that's kind of where we're at. There was some extra stuff, I think, regarding this is some other relevant news, but let's check out what Ellen Historian has to say about this.
Season 4 of ReZero.
Also, did I say Sin Archbishop of Wrath? I didn't. I said Lust. They're gonna be commenting in the comments now. Actually, it was not compelling. Yeah, okay. Yes, it was serious. Wrath, episode 1 at the end that only people cared about. It was a pretty cool scene though.
Season 4 of ReZero is in big trouble. We've recently gotten 2 major pieces of bad news that make me very worried for this upcoming season.
Okay.
First, we all thought the beginning episode would be an hour long, since the offline event where it's being shown is also an hour. However, it turns out this is not the case at all, and the actual episode is only 23 minutes long.
No!
It's just a Q&A with the...
Let's see. So ReZero Season 4 Episode 1, despite it being an hour-long event length, seems to be listed as only 23 minutes in runtime. That is pretty annoying. That's what kind of happened with Chitose Ramune Bottle. Remember that anime? That's happening right now. First episode was 50 something minutes long. Turns out 30 minutes was actually the episode, and the rest of it was voice actor stuff, which is still, interesting, but, I think a lot of people were really hyped that the first episode was going to be super thick, super long, right? And now, this is... I guess it's because we were kind of expecting an inflated count, and a lot of people were also hyped up about super long, girthy episodes, right?
The rest of the time is just a Q&A with the Amelia voice actor. Now, the second piece of bad news, which is far worse, is that season 4 might only be 19 episodes. Originally, the production was set to cover 38 episodes across season 3 and 4, but that number didn't account for one thing, and it's that the 90-minute first episode of season 3 is actually counted as 4 episodes. So instead of us having 22...
We're getting robbed! We're not getting robbed. You're still getting the same amount of ReZero. It's just the overall watch time is still the same, but it's just it's not a, imagine people saying, hey, you get a new treat, man. You get I don't know, you get a fucking 4 pieces of pizza, and you're like, yay, I love pizza, but it's actually only 1 piece of pizza. No, well, it's that's not really good a comparison, is it? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, when you are given a bigger number, you're expecting a bigger number, and you're then proven, nah, we're going to take that away. Even though that overall duration of watch time is the same, it still feels bad.
Remaining episodes for season 4, which is already cutting it close due to how long Arc 6 is. Now, we only have 19. And just to add...
So 19 episodes isn't enough to cover Arc 6, huh? And that's kind of crazy, because only 19, like, what do you mean? Because regular episodes are like, what, 12 episode seasons? For ReZero, we've had 2 cores, roughly, right? Every time. 2 core length, which is like the standard of 24 episodes. Season 1 and Season 2, roughly, right? But what was really cool about Season 1 and Season 2, there's a lot of episodes, especially in Season 2, where each episode isn't like 23 minutes long, 50 seconds. It's like 30-minute long episodes, right? They would cut out the opening and ending too. So I guess like the hopium here is, even if this is getting cut down, that each individual episodes will not be standard episode length of 23 minutes and 40 seconds or whatever, but much longer, so that we can comprehensively cover Arc 6. Because a lot of people, again, say that this is very girthy. There's a lot of substance. And at this rate, like, you know, I wonder how many people will blame the Alpha Polis situation of Studio White Fox getting acquired. Because the timelines, I don't think really make sense. I feel like Season 4 was already in production, you know, before all that shit happened. And even if they have been acquired, they're still going to complete this as part of contractual obligations. But I wonder if that has any influence in this.
The cherry on top for all of this, Season 3 didn't fully finish Arc 5, so realistically, Arc 6 only has 18 episodes. But don't become fully doomer yet. We still might have some hope, since none of this is officially confirmed, and also it's still a possibility that White Fox extends the length of the episodes, allowing us to cover more content.
I find that really hard to believe, right? I find that last statement extremely hard to believe because of, again, this current situation with White Fox being acquired by a different, you know, like Alpha Polis, and the fact that, like, it's already kind of sketchy. We were already assuming if anything of Season 4 is going to be impacted, it might be the last, like the tail end of it, considering they were already in production and now, you know, they're going to release it soon, but it hasn't been impacted due to timelines. I don't know. And the extension of it is extreme cope. I hope that, and I don't know if they've mentioned it again. It's just that my only cope is that each episode isn't the standard length of 23 minutes and something, right? If it's like 30 minutes or something, then it might be enough to get away with it. But this is just kind of like bad news for sure going into Season 4. I'm still super excited. And as an anime only, I'm sure there's not much that I'm going to be missing out. But when we get the cut content, man, that shit will be actually so disappointing. Because every time, you know, stuff happens as an anime only, I'm left in ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. And you hear the cut content happening, it's just like mind blowing. Like, why would they fucking cut that out? Now, that's where the content creators come in, like Annie News and, you know, Echidnut and so on, other ReZero content creators. Sorry, they're not ReZero content creators. Jakes is the only ReZero content creator. That's right. My bad. I misworded that. I hope they can, you know, actually cover the cut content so we can be thoroughly fleshed out. But for, you know, anime onlys, they're not gonna fucking go out and cover that shit. So they're anime onlys, they're not gonna watch that shit, right? So it is what it is. Anyways, check out Ellen Historian. Link to the video right here. Go give it a like. Check out his other content. Watch out for spoilers. See you next time.